to give thanks to all the rebels out there forging a new path and taking the heat for all of it. You guys need to know, all you troublemakers out there, you need to know that your fearlessness does not go unnoticed. You are seen, you are heard, and most of all, you are appreciated. So now, speaking of controversy, it gives me great pleasure to introduce two incredibly talented artists who have risen above the noise, the doubt, the critics, into something beautifully unholy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Anyway, it's overtime. Overtime 97 over here at Flight Room TV. Me, Remy Please, Lighthouse, and Boo Boy. We do this every year. Grammy show. Also, we're gonna combine this with our Super Bowl recap, Super Bowl halftime recap. You know, it's the big bat signal, like we called it last week, to the who's who. That was Madonna, big OG occult witch. She even had like the Rams braids in her hair. And she was introducing Sam Smith and Kim Petras for it was all over online. We kind of late with this video, honestly. But y'all seen the videos, y'all seen the thumbnail. They're not even hiding anymore. This is like so overt and like it's almost like lazy. like they have to do it, but they're like, why even hide it anymore? So like usually you had to like decode it, break stuff down here by there, but they're like in your face with it. So I don't know. Have y'all seen it? Have y'all seen the performance? I know y'all seen like still shots and stuff, but have y'all seen
the I saw the performance. I picked the biggest thing that I picked up on was how like she was wearing all red and everybody was wearing all white, and I think that was kind of
you talking about Rihanna?
Oh yeah, I thought that's what you was talking about.
I'm talking about the Sam Smith and
that shit too. It's all tied.
Yeah, it's all
it's all the same thing. But yeah, he had all red on. He had devil horn. He was the devil. He was the devil on stage. Right. And it's so funny because I be thinking about Jay-Z. I'm like, Jay-Z was sitting front stage at that joint. You know what I'm saying? He seen all that wild shit.
Right, that
nigga was still applauding. You know what I'm saying? So it just lets you know, like, come on, man. What more evidence do you need to know that these people are all in on this shit? So,
yeah.
And how do you feel comfortable with like putting that on, like, granted on your own views, but just putting that on the grand stage and having everybody see that? It's like, damn, like you really just don't give a fuck about what nobody feel. Like shit. That's blasphemous.
Sometimes, do you think these people are who they are? Like, do you think like sometimes like their consciousness has been taken over? Because some of the shit these people be doing, it just be like, young, how do you just
sleep at night?
Yeah, just doing this type of shit. I understand you got millions of dollars, you got the fame, you got the riches, but like, is that worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because I know none of these people was really raised like to worship the devil, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to kind of like, defer from your background where you came from, and then you just full blown, just blatantly, worshiping the devil. That's wild, young. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is not something that most people be brought up on, but they go into Hollywood and then they do a complete 180. So
yeah, but didn't his like he came on the scene on like real like soulful type stuff.
Yeah, he had the choirs and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had like black woman choir in the back, and like his. I'm looking at it now, like that first single got 1.2 billion views. Like that, I don't like you singing like that. I don't think that's not by.
That's what I'm saying.
Accident.
Like, right? I don't know, man. It's like when they get in the game, they come in pursuing the one image, but
yeah,
like
that's
the
a
bigger
fact.
they get, the more hits they make. Their image,
the darker
their
they
persona get. Just exactly, and then it's like what's his name, Lil Nas X. I'm like, all right. I remember seeing the interview when he said like, "Oh, fuck your kids" or some shit like that.
I seen that joint. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like I mean, granted, I don't really listen to his music. Nothing to say like if it's good or not. I just don't listen to his music. But
Mhm.
like, fuck your kids. But I'm like, hold up, Slim. These same kids put your ass at number one
Mhm.
Right.
with your song, your single,
Mhm.
Old Town Road. You know what I'm saying? When you made that shit, all the kids would sing. That's what made it go big. His parents
Mhm.
ain't really know about that shit. You know what I'm saying? They put that shit on first string for you, and then you say fuck your kid. Like, damn,
It was playing that shit at
that's how
every
you know.
daycare. Every
Son,
daycare they was
everywhere,
playing that
bro.
joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit was what that the joint was that was one
Just
of the biggest songs ever.
just
For
like
real.
look at
Uh,
the progression of him, just like him, like his look, his,
Yeah, I
you know what
agree.
I'm saying? The songs, like how like the, you know what I mean?
But even if you really think about it, if you look at the image, like, you know, even how even earlier, let's say somebody like Rihanna, when Rihanna first came out, she was like Sunshine Island girl, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then all of a
mhm.
sudden she turned into Good Girl Gone Bad. She came out with the Umbrella video. Everything was dark. It was like as soon as Rihanna cut her hair and did that little shaved side little look, it's like
Yeah.
she kind of had like a dark aura
Mhm.
around her. Same thing with Chris Brown. Chris Brown came out. He was Mr. You know, Charlie Brown dancing, smiling ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Wholesome. That nigga was
But they
wholesome
say
when he
those.
first came. And then all of a sudden, what happened? He turned and he got tatted up, nigga, fucking, you know what I'm saying,
Hanging
joining
with
gangs.
Bloods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the nigga just did all, like, you know what I'm saying? He went dark too, you know? So it's kind of crazy. If you really pay attention, almost every artist, when they first come out compared to when they really, really get on, like when they be on that level, it'd be two completely different people.
But bro, look at
And the
this, a
only
2 year difference. Like right here, like from here, from Kids Again and Diamonds and shit like that to this.
Exactly.
And he gained a whole lot of
Oh,
followers.
and
Like,
I didn't even know that was his song. That Unholy joint. I didn't know that was him. I thought that was like some Indian dude. I didn't know that was him.
mm,
That song right there is satanic within itself. If you that little Unholy joint,
it's called bro.
come
The
on, bro.
lyrics
And then
are
the joint is
OC.
like we in something doing something unholy. Like when I
Yeah.
heard that joint, I was like, come on, bro. What does that even mean? Do you know, like feel it? Like, do you know what the depths of unholiness? Like, what does that mean?
what
That's
they got to
on
do with
repeat.
any
It's a
goddamn
hook.
thing. Why we gotta be
And
doing unholy shit? Shit.
But if you listen to that song itself, that song is very like trance. You know,
yeah.
like that joint kind of pulls you. Exactly. Shit sound like a spell. You know what I'm saying?
And he talking about sleeping with somebody's husband while the kids are at home.
Well, that's Hollywood.
Hide your
Entertainment,
kids, hide your
sports.
wives, hide your husbands. All that shit.
Yeah, but the that's you know
Damn.
what the Grammys do? They do that shit every year. You know, they have, and it's funny if we really look back throughout the years. Like, let's say we even go all the way back to the 80s and 90s. They probably been doing that satanic shit. We just didn't get it
I
because
know.
even when I was a kid, I used to watch some of those award shows. I'd be like, this shit is kind of weird, but I guess it's just Hollywood and they just creative. It's creative geniuses, and we just don't get it. It's like,
Katy
nah, them
Perry was
niggas.
one of them too. Katy Perry came on the scene as a,
Yep, she another one.
a Christian, singer and stuff. And then she what was the other jump like 4 or 5 years ago? She did the whole dark horse jump
Mm-hmm.
on at the Grammys. Yeah.
That pale horse shit. Even
Yeah.
man, shit. Go back to Beyonce. If you look at Destiny's Child Beyonce back in the day, completely different personality. She was kind of like bubbly, like had like a all
Mhm.
shucks type personality
Yeah.
Yeah.
and shit. She don't even
Southern
talk.
hustling girl.
Yeah, she don't
Mhm.
even talk no more. You know what I'm saying? Completely different person.
Have you
All
seen
that
her
shit.
Haunted video?
Nah.
Beyonce Haunted video? I'm kind of OC.
Is that off her last album?
Nah.
Okay.
But she had she had a little thing going on with all the priests and stuff. Not priests, but all the ministers and stuff because of her song. What's that
Oh,
joint?
that church girl joint.
Her
Yeah,
last
Church
album
Girl
was like
joint.
a dance album for real.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
doing that
they were
whole like
saying it was a lot of
electro.
controversy because it was
It's that
going
church
against the
girl
church
song.
and shit.
She made like a twerk song called Church Girl.
What?
Yeah, it was like Beyonce done lost her. Never sacrifice.
Y'all want to watch some of it? The
Which one?
Your boy.
Well, go ahead.
I was just talking about a Beyonce video. I was just like, for real?
Let me see.
Wait, who's your boy, first of all? Because I ain't about to be claiming. Like, no, nigga, who you talking about?
Let me see. Y'all can see that? Y'all can see that?
Nah.
No, sir.
No? Shit. God damn it. Y'all can see it?
It's like they got the mirror effect. It's like, okay, all right, we good now. I can see.
You good? All right. Let's start off with the circle too. A magic circle. I wonder how like how do like gay people feel about this shit? Like, do they feel like this shit's being hijacked?
Yeah. I feel like I
because
think
like
it's,
everything that's entertainment is like super perverted. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You got Lil Nas, you got him, and you know, like it's all just out there in your face, super like horny shit. Like, chill the fuck out.
it was
Even like the
I
dudes
seen,
that you think is straight, they be because the dude Bad Bunny kissed a dude in the mouth last year, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And
So
he ain't got no
I seen an interview of a teacher. He was basically in uproar because in the schools, that's what they're doing is they they pushing that agenda in the schools. So
yeah.
this was a gay teacher he was speaking against it, saying that you're basically it's not just that, but you're teaching the kids about sex, and that's the
Right,
whole
right,
thing
right.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to teach
Hey.
kids about sex. And he said, "I'm a gay man," and that's
But look,
I was like,
I don't know about y'all, but my son, he about to go in the 9th grade, right? So he got his little joint from the got a little email from the high school he going to, basically saying what classes he going to be taking next year. I had no idea they got kids taking health for a whole year now. Like, I didn't, because remember, health was just for like a semester. It wasn't for the whole school year. They got them, so it had me thinking. I'm like, hold on, why are they taking health all of a sudden for a whole school year? So that had me thinking, like, all right, they about to be teaching them all that shit in health class now.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why they're making it a whole year.
Just take a semester to get through all the pronouns.
They're trying to cement that shit all through their head. Exactly, you're right, though. They're trying to cement that shit in their head. I was like, oh, they're trying to brainwash the shit out of these kids now. Like, come on, man. These kids need rec. How the fuck you going to just take away gym class, you know what I'm saying, for a whole school year? That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's what, like, how do they feel about the shit? Because, like,
I mean, I've seen some of them. I've even seen the transgender dude come out and say he don't agree with the promotion of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing. He said, but he was basically saying, give kids a chance. Like, don't force it on them. Like, let them figure it out. Don't just introduce it to them.
Like, how does he get here, bro? I don't get it.
Like,
this is not
young, but if you really pay close enough,
this is the same person in like 3 years' time.
But if you pay close enough attention, they all kind of have like a moment like this. You know what I'm saying? Where they got that like kind of let you see their allegiance and shit. You don't remember when Kanye and Jay-Z was wearing kilts and shit? Or they, at least that's what they were saying like 10 years ago.
Kanye,
like,
yeah.
Jay-Z was too.
Jay-Z was wearing the kilt?
Jay-Z was wearing the kilt back. Yes, he was. The nigga was wearing that, him and Kanye. During that whole Watch the Throne era. Them niggas was wearing kilts.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit.
AKA skirts, but we'll call it kilts.
Everybody. Russell Wilson did it.
A magic hand.
I said not Wilson. Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook do whatever he
Oh, yeah. Westbrook he still, yeah. He did that shit last year.
But a lot of those symbols, I mean, of course, y'all know those symbols are ancient symbols that they took.
They
perverted them over to, like,
they turned them upside down. They literally turned them bitches upside down, like straight up. Like, just one like that. Perverted them joints.
Yeah, but that whole circle was like the thing for the whole night, though. Like every every artist was pretty much performing or speaking on that jump.
The Ring of Saturn.
Nah, I just this probably look like a straight up
Halo.
like let me find something. Like even like in witchcraft, they be doing like the whole circle.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Let me
I
see.
mean, that's basically what that shit is. These awards shows don't be nothing but like, you know, ritual ceremonies. That's really what that shit is.
For sure. Yeah.
Ain't even got nothing to do with the music, man. That's just an excuse to get these rituals off for all of us to see. It's like magic.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It offers a boundary for a reservoir of concentrated power and acts as a doorway to the world of the gods.
So that's what he was doing. He was probably just opening. They was opening up a door right there on stage, and we watching it, not even realizing that shit.
I remember like the whole Travis Scott performance, and they had the whole portal in the background,
vortex, and all that shit. That shit ain't by accident.
They had one there when they won like best collab song of the year and shit.
That ain't by accident at all.
The little vortex, and
that shit's a ritual, bro.
Yeah, she's a transformer.
And then we all watching this shit, and then how you not know that it may seem like, you know, unrealistic, but if just us watching TV and giving energy to the show is like that demonic door that they're opening on the stage is sucking all that energy in. You know what I'm saying?
This was Bad Bunny performing in that circle, the same red shit.
Shit, Kanye had an all red joint too, didn't he? So something like that. When he did that, what's that?
It's the same night.
Oh, okay.
Lizzo in the circle.
But if you pay attention, I mean, Lizzo, they all part of the same shit, man.
Yeah. Harry Styles, who won like album of the year, he was performing in the circle. He was wearing.
You gotta remember,
he looked like Tina Turner.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Wow.
On a red carpet.
And that nigga be having hits. But the thing with Lizzo is that if
even in this video.
Yep, same thing.
With the red and blue.
Yep. They letting you know, man. It's never a secret. they showing you right in your face. But even like, let's say somebody like Lizzo, you can tell because when Lizzo first came out, she was already like had a hit song before you even knew what her name was. You know what I'm saying? And then when you pay attention to the lyrics to her songs, they all sound like just straight captions. It's like a whole rack of one-liners. Like if you pay attention to all Lizzo's songs, it just be like one liner after one liner after one liner after one liner and shit.
Like she got a room full of writers.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever you hear music that sound like that, that means it was a team that wrote that shit. It wasn't no one or two people. It was like 8 niggas that wrote that shit.
Yeah. And then as far as rap goes, you know, the good boy ASAP partying the pentagram. I want to say Playboy Cardi a little while ago, probably a couple years ago.
Playboy Cardi 100%.
Yeah, he got Satan tattooed on the back of his, like straight up SATAN. Tattooed on the back of his neck.
The dude Trippie Redd is 100%. He another one. Lil Uzi Vert, he another one. Uzi be like that nigga be. He don't hide that shit at all.
It's in his name. When you say that shit slow, Lil Uzi Vert, Lucifer.
No shit. But he another one. They don't hide that shit.
Yeah.
That's why even if you look at this whole Young Thug case, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he got completely off this shit. Because I almost feel like this could be just, you know, part of the process, man. Because the only reason why I question him is because of how he came out. You know, the nigga called Young Thug, but he cross-dressing.
Right.
So that lets you know that there's supposed to be some level. His energy represents confusion, which is the mark of the devil. You know what I'm saying? That the devil is all about confusion. So if you projecting that, you know, you kind of doing the devil's work. I'm just saying.
So you got Satan on the back of his neck.
And it looked like a nigga did that shit with like a knife or some shit. I don't even look like, what the fuck?
And why his eyes look like that?
Yo, you know, and that dude MGK is wild. He another one. Like,
yeah. Boy, stop.
Same thing. What's that other dude? The dude that killed his friends. That was one of the most satanic videos I've ever seen.
Oh,
YN Melly,
yeah,
man, that "Murder on My Mind" song is one of the most satanic videos I've ever seen. It was almost unreal. I'm like, there's no way he knows about this shit because this is unreal. Because he just came out and your video is satanic the moment you come out. That's crazy.
It seemed like they almost got like a template for like some of these videos because some of the people's videos look the exact same as other people's own. So it's like y'all not all using the same director. A lot of y'all are, but
that on to the next one joint with Jay-Z. That shit was wild. That's another one.
Yeah.
On to the next one. But it be the director. Didn't Hype Williams do that shit?
Yeah.
Like I think it be those directors. They be knowing. They be in on it.
But you said he was doing the 6, like your boy Damar Hamlin. Boom.
With LeBron. And I've never seen this picture a day in my life.
This was at the Super Bowl.
I've never seen this picture. Like, why, nigga? Remember when we first seen? Did I not send you that text? I said, nigga, this is the same shit that LeBron did. And then he with LeBron, and look what he throwing up. Come on, man. All right. So with Damar, do you think Damar was already an initiate from the beginning, or do you think that right now he's being groomed into it?
Dude, like when
going on with him.
Boo boy, you're muted or something.
Yeah, but, that last little joint you said, we ain't hear none of that.
I feel like when he talks, it definitely seems like he's been coached up, like his little interviews. So
Michael Strahan,
yeah, when he said I don't want to go there,
that was sus, right? Like, bro, just the fact that you didn't answer that, you just got all the niggas questioning this shit. You just raised all the red flags. Like, what the fuck?
Still don't hear you, bro. You probably got log out or something. But yeah, you think he's a plant or?
I mean, the way it's playing out, it seemed like he might be, and the thing is, with these athletes, they don't necessarily have to turn into a superstar athlete to still be useful. You know what I'm saying? So Damar might have already, they might have had a plan for him, and they just the timing, for him to show his alliance or allegiance. Maybe this might just been the right time for him. Because I don't think all these athletes or assets are necessarily elite players. You know what I mean? They just have a fucking role to fulfill. And it might sound fucked up, but let's say there's an athlete and he just do some egregious shit off the field. That might have just been his purpose. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can change the law. High profile athlete, did something. We're gonna use this situation to push an agenda. Like sometimes, man, I seen the video. Somebody was saying Henry Ruggs was like that was his shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was wild.
But I'm just saying, some of these athletes, it's not just their sole purpose is to be let's say a Kobe Bryant or some shit like that. Like some of them literally don't. They could be the 11th nigga on the bench and still have a Kyle Kuzma. Why is Kyle Kuzma always in the headlines? Why is Kyle? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, he's dating Winnie Harlow, international model, probably his handler. Like you gotta start paying attention to shit like this. Like Kyle Kuzma, even though he can hoop. But he's in the news more for wearing outfits and shit like that. And it's like, why do we need to see this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why is he made relevant? I don't know. Just little things like that I'll be paying attention to.
Yeah. So here's what we were referring to with Damar Hamlin.
Minds what caused his heart to stop beating.
You're 24. Peak physical condition, can run circles around me right now. How did doctor describe what happened to you?
That's something I want to stay away from.
I know from my experience at NFL, they do more tests than anything. And in the course of you having your physical, did anybody ever come back with say you had a heart issue or anything that was abnormal?
Honestly, no. I've always been a healthy, young, fit, energetic, human being, let alone athlete. So it was something that was just that we still processing, and I'm still talking through with my doctors just to see what everything was.
I'm surprised they even asked him that. I would thought they would give him like softballs and shit. Like, I'm surprised like they would even allow Michael Strahan to ask him that type of question for some to be open ended. Reboot your jump, boo boy. We can't hear you, brother. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. He had a chance to kind of like
Yeah, he did.
set it straight.
I was surprised they even showed that. They could have easily just edited that part out and left it completely out. Like, why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? Even just let it seem as if he, like you said, being coached up.
Especially a show like Good Morning America and shit like that. Like,
exactly. Yeah. And even Michael Strahan, kind of like a big wig in the media game. So, I don't know. And then he got all these individual moments at the Super Bowl where they highlighted him and all that shit.
Yeah.
And you gotta know you've seen that jacket. Adrian Peterson came out and straight up said that jacket was blasphemous. Adrian Peterson said that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, here we go.
So that's what I'm saying. How the fuck you go from a nigga we don't know, right? And no one really knew who he was. He has a fucked up situation happen to him. Then a week later, he comes on Monday Night Football, has his fucking identity pretty much sealed. And then all of a sudden he shows up at the Super Bowl. Then at that same game where his identity was sealed, this nigga throwing up all the fucking Illuminati shit. And then he comes to the Super Bowl and got a blasphemous jacket on. Like, what the fuck is going on?
He apologized since too.
So he did. So he apologized about the jacket?
Yeah, he said his parents made him apologize.
Well, maybe he didn't know, man. Like, let's say to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe because I know that dude that designed that is like some very high fashion
Murakami. He did exactly. He did I think graduation album cut with the bear.
With the bear. Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Okay, and but the thing is, even with that fashion shit, bro, that's how they be, kind of pushing that shit through, because you can even always take it back to like even when niggas start like dressing kind of weird, it was like, oh no, this is just high fashion. You don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh no, this is just high fashion. You're looking at it like it's blasphemous. It's just high fashion. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then let's say he just a young nigga, he don't know no better. Somebody was like, oh, this is what all the real rich celebrities, all the people who got money.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, LeBron, like they be wearing this shit. Like, oh shit, I want to be in that same group, so let me put it on, and maybe to give him benefit of doubt, maybe he had no idea, he just put it on. But I don't know, bro. I don't think I would just put that jacket on with an image of Jesus on the back if I was raised, as a Christian. I don't think I would just put that on. Let's be real.
I mean, everybody wearing crosses and Jesus pieces and saying bitch and that and all that type shit on TV. Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, you're right. And that shit, I mean, a lot of stuff that goes on in society is kind of normalized, through the generations. Like a lot of shit that fly now wouldn't be popping 60 years ago,
Hell no.
Even when it comes down to you could not wear that jacket 30 years ago, nigga. You couldn't wear that jacket 30 years ago. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, the time rate of how shit is changing is like.
Don't you feel like they putting the gas on the pedal this year?
Yeah.
Everything is just satanic. Like back it was nonstop.
How you feel about Jay-Z's performance?
All right. So honest perspective, right?
Jehovah.
I wasn't watching the Grammys hard. I had it on the TV, but I wasn't really paying attention. So then when I heard God Did came on, so I looked up, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching the joint. And then I just looked at scene. Oh, these niggas doing the Last Supper. I was like, hold on. I was like, is this blasphemous? That's what I was thinking. That's literally what I was thinking. But then I thought to myself, right? This is literally what my thought process was. I was like, yeah, I grew up in a household, you know what I'm saying, where they had that Last Supper painting, in my grandma's living room. So I had me, or in the dining room. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, was that blasphemous, right? Because these are these accurate depictions of what these men actually look like? And even this painting right here is different from the painting that my grandmother had in her living room. This the painting my grandmother had.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of people got that junk too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, is this picture right here that was hanging up in my grandma's dining room, was that a blasphemous photo right there? And that's literally where my brain went when I watched the Jay-Z joint. Like, is that blasphemous? You see what I'm saying? Like, is it any different? It's still art. It's art imitating reality, right? So what's the difference? That's literally where I was. That's where I went.
His verse do start. Hove did.
Instead of saying God did.
Yeah.
And I've had a conversation with an atheist before, and the atheist told me that everyone always tries to give up the credit to God. You did that. You did that. God didn't do that. You did that. I had a conversation with an atheist saying that. So I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
So you don't think? I mean, Jay-Z calls himself Jehovah. So that's pretty.
The God MC.
Yeah. Hey, little soldier, you ain't ready for war.
But for real though, all jokes aside, do you think, like, let's say these classic Last Supper photos, is that blasphemous?
I don't think this is blasphemous because I don't know. Like, back then there was like no photos or nothing like that. So you had to, do an artist rendition of what you think, how it would look. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
based off story. You're not reacting it. I mean,
that's
but at the same time, like when you see pictures like this is obviously not who Jesus is. So this is blasphemous to me because you're taking, you're a wealthy person and you're taking your son's image and you're putting him on a deity. You know what I'm saying?
But even within that, this same painting right here, this, if you want to call it blasphemous, was in all like living rooms of, you know what I'm saying? Like this was in my grandma's living room. This shit right here.
Right.
So I mean, just something to think about. That's literally what I thought. My first instinct was to say this was blasphemous, and then something in me said, "Oh, wait, hold on. Like this is still art. This is a depiction of something that actually happened." So what's the difference?
All right, so hold up. All right, Skip said kind of says like sidestep. So DeMar Hamlin, people think he died on the field, and then he came back later wearing a Jesus, so he got resurrected.
Damn, that's deep. Damn, but what if that's what he's playing out?
Yeah. Or even like I wouldn't do this because you know what I'm saying, you put like bad energy in the air. And if Jay is calling himself Jesus, like that means like he's sitting there with the apostles and then eventually one of them, doing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but even put it like this, right? Let's say like Jay-Z is trying to project that, but then what is the overall messaging and the energy that these men is putting out? They're not putting out the message of God. You know what I'm saying? So you got these men, imitating the Last Supper, but at the same time, if you got these guys sitting at this table, they're not representing Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not preaching his word.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so how dare you even, you know what I'm saying, even try to imitate that? Unless you're trying to be that, then don't do that.
Right. And also just pointing out, like I'm looking at the table, these are like humble meals. You know what I'm saying? Bread, maybe a little wine, maybe a little couple things of lamb. This don't look nothing. That looks like gluttony.
There you go. Yeah. I'm glad you say that because that's accurate, and I think that's what the point was. It was anti-God, bro. Like let's be real, the Grammys was anti-God, bro. We watching
unholy
right in front of our faces. We watching this. And then what it is, and that's the power, of the whole, just like the blackmail energy is like, just like they can make some fucked up shit look cool, and then it'll like, we'll literally be like, we won't even process it for what it is,
but
because it looks so swaggy. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a part of the law, though. That's part of the law. They can't do it without us knowing. You know what I'm saying? So they have to put it in our face.
And then what happens is, we look to these people to represent us. So we want to see them win. We want to see them succeed. And I think that's part of, the thing is like, oh shit, we have a representative of us, of our culture on the highest stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I not celebrate that? But then, all right, that's crazy how this conversation is going here. So are we idolizing our skin color? You know what I'm saying? Are we idolizing just because they black? We going to support them even if what they doing is blasphemous?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
So, so,
is.
so,
It sucks to
yeah,
say, but we can't do that because we got to be careful. That's what got us in slavery, isn't it?
I
Because
mean,
wasn't
yeah.
they say some of our people was helping the slave trade? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying? Doing the slave, not the slave trade, but the picking up the slaves,
mm-hmm.
capturing of the slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, they will of our kind will come, get us to come over to certain place, and they'll trick us into going into bondage. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you go behind the tree, you cuffs on you.
But not even just that. From my understanding, it was always that you basically had your tribes was beefing. They had their prisoners of war, and they just sold off their prisoners of war. You know what I'm saying? Because if you gotta look at it like this, if we're gonna go to this part of the conversation, even having a separation of religion, a separation of spirituality, a separation of language, you're gonna have conflict. So it means if we look at Africa, Africa has all these different countries, nationalities, different languages. You mean to tell me ain't no way all these niggas was in harmony if they all speak different languages? It's gonna be issues of miscommunication. Like literally almost every altercation that most of us have gotten into in life was due to a miscommunication. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, think
yeah,
about that shit. Like, you mean tell me all these people was in the same country? Like think about it. If we all black and we don't see white people, we gonna find something else to separate us. Oh, that nigga, he part of that tribe. I'm part of this tribe. He part of. Oh, he speak that language. I speak this language. Oh, they wear piercings and we don't. Oh, they wear tattoos and we don't. It's always gonna be a separation. So, and I think that's part of what got us in the situation. When we started fracturing ourselves, it gave space for another group to come in and conquer.
yeah. But I think like society as a whole just have a weird fascination of idolizing people and following behind, and it makes room for somebody to slide in some fuck shit, and you be like, okay, sure.
Hey, but okay, that's a good point you're saying, Randall. So, do you think that all right? Like, let's say like Jesus is the highest, right? So, let's say we'll
Right.
be like, you know what? Following Jesus is hard. It takes a lot of discipline. I'd rather follow Cardi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'd rather follow Meg. I'd rather follow Jay. I'd rather follow. You know what I'm saying? It's like we want to replace Jesus with these characters because we're not strong enough. It's simple
right.
as that.
Even the fact that they had like 2 Jesus commercials running at the
I
Super Bowl,
saw
and
I
people were like,
saw that.
what is this?
That was weird to me. I was like, what? But ain't it crazy how but I feel like if this was 1960, a Jesus message, it wouldn't have been weird. But if 2023, it's like, what is this? Like,
Yeah,
nigga,
that's a heavy price tag to pay $7 million for a 30-second spot 2 times.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I don't know. That's just something to think about. So I think that's part of it. It's like we feel more comfortable. I think that's part of why we idolize celebrities. It's like it's almost like this. Every celebrity represents like a sin. You know what I'm saying? And we have a sin that we can't get over. So this celebrity, like let's say Lizzo, like makes you feel comfortable with your gluttony. So now Lizzo is like body positivity. We're like, yes, body positivity, because I have no control over my stomach. I can't control my diet. And Lizzo makes me feel comfortable. I'm gonna celebrate Lizzo. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of what the power of celebrity. They're like false gods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I think there's a movie like that. Or was that like what was the joint with Brad Pitt? 7, when they had like all the sins. Yeah.
I ain't see that, but yeah, you probably right. But I think that's what it is, bro. Like, I think they literally, like, these celebrities make us comfortable with our flaws, and that don't get me wrong, like we're all flawed. That's what makes us human. But I just think that there's certain aspects within ourselves that we know we need to work on, and then we find a nigga who's successful who has that flaw and be like, well, he did it, so why I gotta change. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the draw to these celebrities and shit.
But that's like their face card, whatever their sin is.
But isn't it exactly? Isn't that always their sin, like what they lead with? You know,
right. That's It's like it's damn near like wrestling. Like whatever their stereotype is like what they it's damn near their name.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the truth. And it's so crazy. Some of these like Lizzo, I would never take nothing away from her. It's like it's just an overall creative, super talented. Like she's dumb talented, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not why she's on television. You know what I'm saying? That's not why they promote her. They promote her because they're promoting sin, you know what I'm saying? And that's what that is. That's what she represents, you know.
All right, so how do you? Oh, this was Mary J. She had the triangle and that thigh out. Oh, you want to get on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go to Super Bowl. As far as like the performance, I thought that shit was kind of dry.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
I thought the platforms was cool. Like the idea of it was cool, but it was pretty fucking dry.
Yo, Rihanna looked like she was just trying to get paid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She got her little check and was like, let me do this real quick. Let me get back to my child and my man. You know, so that's how and I say this. When I saw that night, on the Super Bowl with Rihanna, I was like, that she's done. Like that old super sexy Rihanna, like that shit is over with, bro. She ain't going. We ain't seeing that no more. She in mommy mode. She moving on from that shit. As a matter of fact, I don't even think she care about music no more, nigga. Like that shit told me. That shit told me she doing this because she got paid. She don't even care about performing.
She don't even have no song out.
That's why she ain't had a song in like 10 years.
Yeah. She got one song that was on the Black Panther soundtrack.
She don't care about music no more, bro. She got her. She's a billionaire. She got a second child on the way. Her and ASAP probably secretly married. Like nigga, they good. Like she ain't worried about y'all. You know, so she over this shit.
But yeah, obviously this was like a pyramid formation.
I ain't peeped that, but that's exactly what
this is how it started off with.
Hey, young, I ain't gonna lie. You know, she clearly not afraid of heights.
I know. Not afraid of heights. I'd have been scared because that was like a slick surface too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looked like a cross in the middle. Even probably
I ain't even peeped that shit.
And that could be like, nice Templar or anything like that with that whole red cross.
I seen something where somebody said that they thought that was supposed to be like a like all the dudes with the all white was supposed to represent sperm, and she was supposed to be like, I guess you seen that, like it was
kind of like a fertility
fertility joint, like
ritual.
Yep.
The whole mother goddess thing.
Yep, and that's exactly what Beyonce
did. Yeah.
I mean, this whole society is on that mother goddess shit.
Mm-hmm. But I also with the whole people in white. Did you notice it was dudes like on the left side, right, and it was girls on the right side.
I ain't peeped that either.
It was all dressed the same, so you couldn't really tell who was who.
And that's the part I was about to say.
Yeah, the dudes was wearing like crop tops and shit.
That's the part that had me confused because there was definitely a moment where I was watching. I'm like, I couldn't tell if it was men or women, and I had to look closer to see and shit. But yeah, it's all the same shit.
So that's probably why they did it. I'm gonna try to turn this off because you don't know. Yeah, she's barely moving.
She ain't doing shit.
And she's wearing Mason Margiela.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. If you watch her performance, she does not care about you niggas. She's done. She is finished. She got her money. She got her baby and her man. She good.
So I think like on the left right here, it's females. And on the right is dudes. But they're all wearing the same shit.
You can't even
halter
tell.
top and shit. But I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
To be all like androgynous and shit.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, she won't go home.
And the part where she threw the diamond up, they were saying that shit wasn't televised when she threw that joint up. I didn't see her throw the diamond up.
I got it off the video I was just playing. That's why
they censored that joint.
I missed it when she did that.
Nah. You think so?
I didn't see it.
No, because when they showed it, they showed it like when she threw it up, they showed her from far away. They took it off the screen real quick.
Well, this version got it. Let me show you.
Yeah, I ain't see that shit.
Look out. Watch how quick they take the shit off.
This at the end. She threw it up right here.
Look, change.
I ain't see that at all. I must have like looked away from the
See,
screen.
they
For
changed
a
and
quick
went to that, and then they came
second.
back.
I ain't see that
like
part
that.
at all. But see, but all right. So do you think that they're aware that everybody picking up on this shit, right? I don't think it's a secret no more. It's not like, bro,
Nah, and I also don't think they
like,
don't give
bro.
a fuck.
Put it like this, right? I didn't been on this shit for a while. I even tried to convince my wife of this shit, right? And you know, obviously she a little bit like,
Yeah.
Now she's like, yeah, I see the shit. It's undeniable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It's undeniable.
Yes, they be sure that shit. That shit, they put that shit on everything now.
And then midway they kind of like inverted the pyramid.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of ASAP walking and with her? It was like a new picture just came out.
Yeah.
And they walking with the child and shit.
Yeah.
And you see how she leading him and he in the
Uh-huh.
back holding the baby. That was on purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's how they revert. I'm telling you, bro. That's what this society is all about.
And I put A$AP Rocky, not just an A$AP Rocky gay.
What?
I was typing the A$AP Rocky, I just said A$AP Rocky gay.
Oh shit.
It's crazy, but like, I don't know, son. This joint be tricky because I don't know, I be having not mixed emotions, but they be using a lot of the symbols that back then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like they using those same symbols to do the same thing, but they pushing a whole nother agenda. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. That's what makes it like it's like just mind blowing.
Because they understand the power of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like it's like if somebody has like a talent and they not like using it correctly, and you like, nigga, if I had what you had, nigga, man, you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of shit. It's like, man, shit, bro, I'm about to take this shit and do what the fuck they like. These niggas don't even know what they got. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know their own shit.
Right. Yeah.
I'm about to make it my own.
Right. That's basically what like a lot of like superhero shit be on that shit. It's like when they both, stumble upon the same type of source of energy, and the bad guy uses it this way, and then the good guy uses it another way, and then the bad guy can never, you just don't have it.
Yep, and that's how that should be working in like reality. Remember in I know y'all seen 300, right? So remember when the little like weird looking like Quasimodo looking nigga, and he wanted to be a Spartan so bad, you know what I'm saying? But it just wasn't him. I think that's like the same shit. You know what I'm saying? He was jealous and was hating on them niggas because he was mad because he wasn't them.
He gonna be a snitch.
It's like that. It's the same shit, bro. Same thing.
I'd have flipped it like, look, I need you, cuz. I need you to watch this part of the alley. If anybody try to backdoor me, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'd have put a more game like that. I'd have, even when he held the sword up, damn, you been working out? I see it. Anybody come back this back gate, you stand right here, holler, send a bird or something. He definitely let them come get him.
Yeah, but when I first seen the shit with the platforms, I thought of that movie, The Platform.
I ain't peeped that shit at all, though. The whole little pyramid joint, I ain't peeped that at all.
Remember that Netflix movie? It was like
I never saw it, but I saw the preview for it. That shit looked super dark. I was like, I'm good.
It is. But it basically like described the whole like
performance at the
classism shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you the top of the food chain and just shit on everybody else. Yeah, man. But it's just weird how all this shit is happening at the same time. You got this, you got the Grammys, you got the Super Bowl shit, you got the spy balloons, you got, the Pentagon is saying they're shooting down unidentified flying objects and they leaving it vague, like they're not saying exactly what it is. But the whole Speaker of the House, she said, like, let me make it clear, this is not alien. We're not saying it's alien, piloted stuff. But I don't know. Then you got the whole hazardous waste spillage and shit in Ohio right now. There's just a whole lot of shit happening right now. But this whole like UFO shit, I think it's like
And niggas
speeding
worried
up.
about paying their bills.
Huh? But yeah, the UFO shit is kind of like
I said
speeding
everybody's
up.
just worried about paying their bills.
And yeah, I mean that's part of the whole, that movie, the Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio joint that came out. Like it's like the same shit. It's like, nigga, we so caught up in the rat race and just our everyday lives that we don't see what's blatantly happening in front of our faces every fucking day. Like you were saying earlier, Randall, you like these niggas then got lazy with it. Like they just blatantly because they're like, why are we even doing symbolism? These niggas don't care. Like why are we even hiding? They don't care. They're gonna still watch the Grammys. They're gonna still buy our merch. They're gonna still go buy our albums. They're gonna still buy Balenciaga. Why the fuck? Like, why do we need to hide it at this point? And I think that's what's going on. They're
still eat the poisonous food that they said that we're telling y'all is poisonous.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, Giant ain't losing no money. Safeway ain't losing no fucking money.
Still gonna get your kids inoculated because we say so, and this shit don't make no sense.
and that's the thing, man. We've been so like entrenched into this rat race, this circle. We don't know nothing else, nigga. We comfortable with this shit. It's like, nigga, if you was to take the circle away from us, if you was to take the rat race away from us, we'd be like, so what do I do now? Like we this is us. We are. It's almost like you attach yourself to the robot. If the system is the robot, we are one and the same, and we need to stop trying to act like we not, because we are. We make this shit go, nigga. We the heartbeat of the system. They like I've been saying this forever. Like the powers that be, the system, all this shit would not be in place without our cooperation. So as much as we point the finger, we just as bad as these niggas. A lot of people ain't willing, because I think the mentality of the average person is like, well, they have all the money and power, so they're worse than us. It's like, I'm just a regular nigga with a 9-to-5 job. Like, no, nigga, but you participate, so you just as bad. Don't get mad at them because they created the NFL, nigga. Like, don't get mad at them because they like, nigga, you playing in it. Like, how you gonna get mad at them? You know what I'm saying? They just saw an opportunity, nigga, and you the one who played into this shit. Don't get mad at him because he paid you a salary that you couldn't refuse. You doing some shit you ain't supposed to. You think about it. Like, come on, man. That's all it is at the end of the day.
He's like, I got church in the morning. That's all I meant. You so right. Everybody just. But what if this happened though? What if everybody just stopped moving their feet? You know what I'm saying? At the same time, and that wheel stops. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there has to be some type of collapse or some type of.
I mean, these niggas. I be looking at the powers that be, like the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, these niggas is only as powerful as we make them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could literally shut this shit down. Because if you think about it, I think God put us on this planet to maintain the earth, bro. Like, as long as we maintain the earth, everything else is going. Like, put it like this: as long as we maintain the planet and we don't need more than what is required, I think everything else is just fucking flow. You know what I'm saying? I think once man needs more than what what is required, and you feel like you deserve more than the next man, then that's what opens up the room for, slavery, holding dominion over other people, like shit like that. You just think you need more than the next man. You think it's like, nigga, I'm entitled to that land and you're not, like, or whatever the fuck it may be. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's part of the problem, man. I think some niggas just want more than others, and I think that's where everything gets fucked. Trickles down.
This is what I was trying to say earlier. It was a point where we weren't fighting, we weren't doing all that. I ain't gonna say we weren't, because if somebody did do something, they was held accountable for their action. But it was more so like we understood the powers and the 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 importance of the resources, the natural resources given to us, you know what I'm saying, by the earth, you know what I'm saying? And it was those that was in the, cave, the ice age, those who was in the ice age in Europe, because, Europe and all that, they were just coming out the ice age.
Mm-hmm.
And, in that, they couldn't just go outside and just grab an apple off a tree or walk down the street and just pick up food. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had no reason to fight, you know what I'm saying? Because everything was given to us, you know what I'm saying? They had every reason, you know what I'm saying? Cannibalism, that's where cannibalism really started at. You know what I'm saying? So they had that, give me. And then especially when we came into Europe and pretty much got them out of the dark ages, and they seen like how prestigious and, you know what I'm saying, clean and all the gold we was doing, especially like Mansa Musa, uh, a bunch of kings. When they seen that, and we just like right now, we like, man, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? That happened. We good. Back then it was just like everybody was just like, it was sweet. Like, we gonna teach y'all. But in teaching them, they said, hold up, y'all got all that? Give me that shit.
Hold on. You think it was like that all across the board?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think so. And this is the reason why I say that, right? I think that like there's a spiritual world and there's a physical world, right? So I think that all men, right, no matter what your race is, no culture, whatever, have the capacity for evil. So like I don't think like black people was just all good and then the white man came into the existence and then evil occurred. Like I think that there were demonic forces on the spiritual level.
No.
On the spiritual level, and there was a fractured nigga, and the demon was like, oh, there he is. Cain, and then Cain existed, and then he killed Abel, and then the shit just went from there. You know what I'm saying? I think
but that's what I'm saying. It was within us, but we like people were held accountable for this shit.
Okay,
because it was a different way. It was a different spirit, especially spiritual way. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole nother religion, and that's another like not argument, but another topic too, where like they say like the black man always lazy. It's like, and it's an argument. You can argue that it's tough for someone that was forced to fit into a society that you made that's not naturally for him. You get what I'm saying? To fit in. And so years took it down, it turns into this. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I mean, put it like this, man. I think this system was created to it was created for those. It was created to benefit those who created it. But then there's people from all different. Like put it like this: it's people from the East, India, Asia, be coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga, it's better over here than where the fuck they at. You know what I'm saying? It's like even though this may not be their culture, this may not be their overall way of life, but they understand that I can create in this motherfucker. I can't create where I'm from. There's a caste system where I'm from. Like nigga, like if I was born a carpenter, nigga, I can only be a carpenter. I'm gonna die a carpenter in certain countries. In this country, you can literally be the brokest nigga out here and then become a fucking billionaire. Even though as a black person, there may be obstacles, but you still have that option. There's niggas in other fucking countries that can't be nothing but fucking goat herders for the rest of their life. Even if they tried, they wouldn't have the opportunity to be nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference. You know, that is like if you have the creativity, you have the drive, you have the wherewithal to not let the negativity around you to stop you from being what you do. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be in this country, young. Like, let's keep it real. That we may have obstacles. Right. We may have obstacles. Don't get me wrong.
That's the only difference, because a lot of foreigners do come in and they call us, oh, y'all lazy. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of people of African descent that's out here and choose to go the wrong way. I'm not saying that, but regardless of no matter how you look at it, it's still within the system that's not made for them. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, because even if I did graduate with a master's, I could still go into a job and they tell me I'm overqualified. You feel me?
And I agree with that, boo boy. You ain't saying nothing wrong, but at the same time, like we gotta understand, like, bruh, like them niggas made this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't meant for us. You know what I'm saying? So like don't expect it to be fair. Expect that shit to be harder for you. You should actually know, like, you know what? These niggas made this system to benefit them. So I understand there's gonna be more obstacles for me. But I also do know at the other end of the obstacles is the greatest motherfucking, you know, treasure that I can fathom. So like even though I know it's gonna be harder for me, I know the reward is gonna be greater. You know what I'm saying?
But,
so it's like
it's not.
But based on what I'm saying, it's not supposed to be fair. Like I don't think anybody should be expecting fair. I think that's unrealistic to expect fair.
But here's the kick. And a system that's unfair for us and more fair for them, because the benefits that we can't get, we couldn't get. You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
we didn't create it.
Exactly. So, what is there an issue with doing it the way that is naturally for you?
What you mean? Like talking about issue from the people who created this system?
Yeah. So say like from the economic system, from the spiritual system, from the religious system, from the everything that they created, and we're taught in school that this is the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that we're taught in school is really not the way of life. It's really more so this is how you fit into our society. You get what I'm saying? Instead of doing it that way, what if people go back to the traditional ways of that? If people really educated themselves, you know what I'm saying, and went back to those ways.
That's what I was about to say, right? Yeah, but for us to go back to the original way, we would get rid of all materialism, young. There would be no like, nigga, I got the freshest shoes, I got the flyest this, nigga, I got the latest this, like all that. If we was to go all the way, all this shit would be eliminated. You know what I'm saying? None of this stuff.
But that's not true, because we had all the material shit. So when I say go back to the original way, I mean doing it together. You know what I'm saying? Getting everybody on one page, one accord to stick. I'm talking about from an economic system, everybody putting their money into the same system. And even to when it comes like you can't even say like it's past the religious spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are a Christian black, or if you're a Muslim black, nobody gives a fuck. You're black. You know what I'm saying? So it's past that. So we have to actually move past the whole religion the background and all of that, and actually just see and come up with some type of I don't want to say a new religion, but some type of
I know what you're saying.
That gets everybody on the same back like how it was. You know what I'm saying?
I think the difference is that, all right, let's put it like this, right? Like just what you were saying. You were saying like, all right, let's say we'll be like, all right, I'm a black Muslim, I'm a black Christian. It's like, okay, who cares? We still black. But even within that, most people, their foundation is their spirituality. It's not their race, it's their spirituality. You know what I'm saying? If you really pay attention, white people ain't really united like that. They just white, like they just be doing them. It ain't really like if you pay attention, like white, like I'm an Italian, I'm a German, I'm a Russian, I'm a like it ain't like all the, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you say white, you're not like thinking like all the Russian niggas be together, all the German niggas be together, all the English. This is white. Like they ain't really no unification between them. You know what I'm saying? It's like those people like kind of like, you know, we're just going to move in a way that benefits our community, but it ain't really about the race. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people right here have similar ideologies. Our root, we go to the same church. I think a lot of times it's about we have the same spiritual beliefs. We go to the same church and then we build off of that. But just off the fact that he's white, it's like I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people will be moving off the race shit. They be moving off this the beliefs and the intention and the spiritual foundation. I think that's what people be moving off of. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
But you no, it makes sense. It makes total sense. And that's like when people like, even though somebody is a Christian, even though somebody is a Muslim, if you spend time with them individually, there's not too much difference in between the spirit of the person. You know what I'm
I
saying? And
see
their
what you're saying.
morals and their beliefs. Not I ain't gonna say beliefs, but their morals. You know what I'm saying? Their day to day. It's not too different. However, they may pray to when they pray, and Allah really just means the God. You know what I'm saying? And they say God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the same thing, but when you hear the name, oh, Muslim, that's what keeps them divided. You
The
know what I'm saying?
separation, yeah.
Exactly. So when you eliminate
Putting
that,
labels on things. Putting labels on
exactly,
things.
because
Yeah.
and all like, and no matter who you praying to, you are praying to the same. Everybody's praying to the same God.
I mean, I think
You
we
know
kind
what
of
I'm saying?
saying the same thing. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, we are.
We
That's
are.
why
We kind of saying the same
we are.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
saying
understand?
that I think that people don't be moving off the label. They be moving off of like, oh, this person has a similar mindset. They have similar goals, and let's work together to create, a result that's going to benefit us all. I think that's how most people move. You know what I'm saying?
But see, and that's what. All right, so that's where the difference comes, because I'm saying that's how it is, but people allow the title to get in the way. You get what I'm
And I
saying?
agree with that. I do.
You
I
know what I'm
do agree
saying?
with that. Yeah.
People allow the older. You know what I'm saying? Because like, just because somebody doesn't, and this is what I'm saying. Like, you a Christian, and you talking and you looking like not down, but you're saying, oh, they're Muslim, but they pray like way more times than you a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So how much worse can this person be than you? You know what I'm saying? Then you judging. So I thought only God could judge. So it's like it all gotta.
So you saying we
know.
need hold on? You say we need a new religion or a new way of
But
life?
I don't want to
I
say
don't.
religion, because I don't
I
want to
don't
say
disagree.
I don't think people should give up what they were told to believe in, because that's what their
All right,
ancestors was
hold
put
on.
into.
Let me ask a better question. You said we need to go get back to like a traditional aspect or way of life. So briefly, or like in short, like how do we do that? Like how do we go from clocking in a 9 to 5, somebody in a big suit writing all the checks, it'll be people making your coffee in the morning. Like how do you realign that social structure?
So you start with basically the black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Actually start pouring into those. You know what I'm saying? And not just pouring into one, but pouring into them all. Because even as a black business, when you're a black business, you got to pour back into another one, because that's how you keep the dollar circulating into our community. Then once we can build a economic
So
base.
you're with the whole segregating. Like you got to segregate to build yourself up, pretty much.
I don't even think we got to segregate.
But you saying black business?
This is why I say black business, because we don't have a dollar to stand on. Every other
Yeah, I know
community
what
has
you're
a dollar
saying.
to stand on.
Like I just seen a
You know
video
what
the
I'm saying? But
saying,
we can't
saying,
say
hold on,
we can't
they
just
said
say
they said
not
black
allow them
Americans
to
are.
come in because we go into this.
Yeah, I know, because I seen a video said black Americans would be the 8th most nation as far as like the spending dollar in the world. 8th most black
Eighth mo.
Americans.
But
Yeah,
then we're at, as far as our the narrative of us in America is we are at the bottom, poverty without,
yeah,
but yet we spend 8th most compared to the rest of the world. So
the world. That's
But do
crazy.
you see what I mean? So
Yeah,
imagine if that money was going back into us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
yeah,
And then that creates jobs that we can go and do. You know what I'm
but
saying?
then,
Now I was
And
asking the whole
that.
segregation thing because that's when I was watching like the whole Tulsa shit. I was like, that shit was just like working in a benefit. Like us being segregated was working in the benefit. Like they were able to build up, a
see,
whole town of rows of
and you know what
benches
it
and stuff
is? I
like that.
think the reason why is because when you compare it to the other people and where they are, and it's like we're not like them, we're not where they're at. So it's like you start to, my man can't do what that race
Yeah,
of
but
man did.
it goes
know?
back to the whole like idolizing people. So like you take like a Kanye or Rihanna, and you throw Margiela, you throw Balenciaga at them because you know people gonna fucking worship these people, and now you sitting there spending $1,600 for a pair of fucking shorts and shit like that because
Well, why?
you know what I'm saying?
Because we
Exactly,
don't.
because you follow behind.
But the reason why you follow behind is because your spiritual foundation, nigga. It's like you have to believe in a higher power. It's like kind of like we worship labels. We worship like
Yeah,
like look at my like you should value me. I have on Balenciaga. But what if your self-worth was based in your ability to you know what I'm saying? It's like your self-worth was rooted in your spiritual foundation. Like, I'm a good person. I support, I love, I care, I build, I'm a positive member of my society, da 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 da. But it's like, nah, that's not where your self-worth comes in. It comes within your materialism. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's like kind of like think about all about the Benjamins, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that's us. Like that's the shit that's been projected. Bitch better have my money. Like, nigga, that was the first song that came on at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you better have that check for this.
Think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why you have to have a non-physical foundation, something that you can't something that can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? Like that has to be our foundation. We have to move off something that you can't purchase. But it's like but we kind of move more on like, all right, we ain't used to having nothing, so let me show my value by showing that I have something. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's even that within itself is a distraction.
But that's the slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how people wanted to show that they were free. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day.
Okay. All right. Even within what you're saying, right? Let's take it all the way back. I've read shit where they would talk about the bed wench, right? What they say about the bed wench? They said that the slave master used to give the bed wench like the his wife's like old shit. Like he'd be like, so the bed wench, she a slave, she ain't never had nothing. So the slave master was like, here, let me give you my wife's bonnet. You know what I'm saying? That she had 10 years ago. And then she's like, well, this is better than nothing I've ever had. Well, I'll be forever loyal to you, slave master, because you gave me your wife's bonnet. This is better than anything I've ever had as a slave. That's how they play us to this day. Yep. They play us to this day. Exactly. And that's literally the foundation of, bitch better have my money. It's the same shit. It's the same shit.
It's Earth rules.
That shit was wild. I was watching that whole halftime show like, damn, there's some kid out there or some parent out there looking at this, and then they looked at their kid like, what the fuck is they watching?
You seen that? Adidas structuring deal to re-engage Kanye back into the brand.
And I didn't understand Adidas' arrogance in that. Like, nigga, what you think we buying this shit just because it's Adidas? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. It's the Yeezys, nigga. Let's keep it all the way real. Like, come
niggas
on,
was
man.
not buying Adidas prior to that shit.
Like, come on, man. Let's be real.
Them fucking T-Max was staying on the shelves.
They was. And T-Mac was nice, and it wasn't enough. T-Mac was it wasn't enough. Kobe had Adidas. Yeah. It wasn't enough.
On the shelf.
And Kobe was nice. Same shit.
He had the first jumps, and that was it.
Oh, them Crazy Eights was crazy. Even to this day, I still, them Crazy Eights is a classic.
Damn, fool. I think that's Kanye.
But like I said last week, or 2 weeks ago, if he come back and with his fucking tail tucked behind his, you know what I mean, and go back to Adidas, that's probably not him. That's his handler.
He came back rocking the Balenciaga like I was like,
Yeah. Y'all want to talk about the whole Jay Prince and
let's get into
before we jump out of this.
Yeah, let's get into that.
So did y'all watch the whole interview? Because I kind of watched like
I watched. I never. I didn't watch. I just watched snippets of the snippets of the.
I watched the whole jump. So like when I first seen the clips, I was kind of like, I was like, man, these kind of moving funny, and like I wasn't kind of like, I don't know. I had my my spider senses was going off because the whole mob tie shit and like, you know, mafia and And then the whole QC being sold earlier this month to some new,
Yeah.
probably Zionist. QC has been sold for $300 million to Hybe America, a company led by executive and talent manager Scooter Braun. So there's still a lot of people on that roster. So I don't know why they would just up and sell that shit. I don't know why people up and selling a lot of shit right now, but
It's fishy.
And it's crazy because Quavo had just performed in the Grammys and shit too.
Yeah.
The whole little tribute. He performed at the end of like kind of like the whole like because they did have like a dope segment in the Grammys where they had the little 50 years of hip hop. It's kind of like going down the line.
Yeah.
The
Going over,
progression.
right.
Yeah.
The progression of the game.
Yeah. That was dope. I didn't like how they went from like Molly Mall and all that, De La Soul, keep going progressively. Then like they got to like Busta Rhymes and Nelly, and they got the Locks and We Gonna Make It, and then they went to Lil Baby. Like I was like, y'all hold on, y'all skipped like 12 years in between that shit. Like that shit ain't make too much sense.
They skipped the whole Jeezy, T.I.,
Gucci, all that, and went straight to Lil Baby, and then Glorilla. But
she's another one.
Yeah.
She has a job to do.
Yeah.
They have
early.
I know you seen that video, the Drake for that I guess her first single. When all the girls they had like pregnant girls smoking and shit in the parking lot.
This her Instagram profile.
But like I say, are you surprised? I think it's easy to know who's who based off what they promoting. I don't even think it's confusing anymore. I don't think there's any question. You can just tell just based off what they promoting.
Yeah, but it was just some stuff that wasn't like kind of sit with me, right? I was like, for one, why is Gillian Wallow taking this interview? It's like a whole like PR run that Jazz Prince is doing right now. It's like, why? Like if you ain't got nothing to do with the shit, like you shouldn't be talking at all, for real. I believe it's like, why you have to clear the air? Like, what are you?
That's because Jay Prince he cares about his image.
Yeah, but like, what image is there? Like, Rap-A-Lot is not really doing nothing.
I know it don't matter because Jay Prince has always been known as like the nigga not to fuck with. So it's like, that's what that's all about. And then, but he also wants to be looked at as like an honorable, respectable dude. So for a nigga like take off to get killed under your watch, like that's a stain on him. And I think he's struggling with just accepting that stain. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, let's just be real. Like the nigga probably got an enormous ego. He has to. Look at his son. You know what I'm saying? For his son to not be who Jay Prince is, but to act kind of like that means like Jay Prince's ego kind of like rubbed off on his son, where his son feel like he got to act that way. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, obviously, like think about. I mean, that's how I take out the shit. I think that Jay Prince is just trying to protect his image.
Yeah, and like he protects all the artists. I mean, not protects, but he's known for getting the artists whatever they need when they come to Houston. That's probably like messing up his bread, knowing that like not just any old, but like an A-list celebrity like Takeoff.
Takeoff was like that. Highly respected too, young. He was highly respected.
And that's another thing. Like somebody who didn't even have nothing to do with anything end up tragically
getting killed, man. And it's crazy because when I watched the like little playback when they was like showing everything that happened right before the shooting, them niggas was arguing about basketball. That shit pissed me off about it more than anything. I was like, y'all niggas was arguing about basketball and that led to them getting killed. That's the shit that pissed me off about more. Like a basketball disagreement should never lead to no shit like that, bro. It's basketball. It's a game. It's sports.
But it was they mans that fucking violated for real. The mans that they came with.
Oh, for real? I ain't know all that.
He had like pistol whipped the dude that they was arguing about basketball with. Yeah.
Oh shit! I ain't know about that.
The nigga Migo Bands, he pistol whipped the young nigga that he was arguing with in the video, and then that's when shit just popped off from there.
If you gonna pistol whip a nigga, you don't think he gonna want some revenge? That's
Right.
like ultimate disrespect.
And then like in the little $1 million worth of game jump, Jazz Prince, pulled out the police report that his man's provided the police, and I mean it's all there. So Andy, like he skipped town. Like as soon as that shit happened, he hopped on the plane and was out of there.
It's damage control, man. That's all this is. That's all that is.
So
I think
man,
I know he didn't go to the funeral, Jazz Prince.
This situation, man, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, even to the day, every time I listen to Takeoff, I'll be like, young, this nigga should not be gone. It just don't make no sense, bro. Like it just not him. And it's so crazy because everybody's saying like he was the quietest nigga in the Migos. He was like the least famous, but like most people agree or thought that he was probably the best rapper of the group. You know what I'm saying? And
some say he the reason why they was even still together.
I mean, for real, I'm gonna be all the way real. To me, Takeoff was like the mascot of the Migos. He like kind of embodied their whole image, sound, everything. He was the one. You know what I'm saying?
Especially like, young rich niggas, especially when that joint dropped. Like that voice, that distinctive.
That's what attracted me to the Migos. I was like, this nigga just sound different. You know, like there's nothing that you can compare him to. It. He was literally the reason why I started listening to them niggas. Him alone. You know, so
ad-libs and all that.
Ad-libs, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was super talented.
He said, "Who want no bad bougie? Who want no bad bougie?"
Shit, that was crazy. And then it was crazy, young. I remember when I found out the news, right? Like, nigga, I'm waking up early in the morning, getting ready for work. I'm listening to the Sports Junkies. This nigga EB was like, "Yo, some news just dropped, crazy." And they was like, "What are you talking about?" And he broke the news, right? Nigga, I remember like going in. I was literally getting ready for work, nigga. I remember going in the bathroom. I said, "What? Let me look at this shit on the internet." First image I saw, this nigga was laying on the ground dead, bro. Like early in the fucking morning, bro. It was like 6:30. And I was like, oh, this shit real? I went on YouTube. First image I saw, this nigga Takeoff was laying on the ground, bro. Gone. That shit was crazy.
Wow.
Here we go.
But it's Offset, dude. I ain't gonna leave him out. I'm just real like this, because, niggas be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals, and the truth of the matter is, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, nigga, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So for you to be taking these positions that you taking, you know what I mean? And I got people everywhere, so I hear all kinds of things. I'm going to just say this to you. Don't never put me in no position where, I have to defend myself. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be healthy for you. And, I have to say that. But it's $1 million worth of game. You know what I mean? It's $1 million worth of game, and I'm going to give it to him right on $1 million worth of game because I ain't going to throw rocks and hide my hand. I'm going to just let it be.
That's a
damn.
threat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
I feel like it's a setup, bro. Like, don't fall for it, Offset. Do not fall for that shit. Don't let your pride get in the way, brother. It look like they trying to clip you. They trying to give you a reason. Do not fall for that shit.
Yeah, that shit wild.
Hey, you think that fight that Takeoff and what's it called? Quavo had behind the stage? I know you've seen it joint the Grammys, where like Cardi, I guess, was trying to break it up between the two.
Yeah.
Like, man, you know, so crazy. Some people was like, "Oh man, look at them getting up. They're making us look." I'm like, bro, like these niggas have gone through a lot in just the past couple of months, nigga. I'm not surprised that these niggas was probably got into a fight behind scenes. Like every fucking issue, problem that they ever had with each other probably came out in that moment.
Wait, they was fighting behind stage at the Grammys?
I mean, it sounded like
they was like a yelling match or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
sound like they was getting into an altercation, and Cardi was like in the middle of that joint breaking it up, and you could hear it saying like, "Oh, both of y'all wrong. Y'all need to stop. Like this is all that shit." So it sounded like a brotherly fight. That's what that shit sounded like, you know. But they definitely had like a little altercation behind the scenes at the Grammys. But man, like I said, rest in peace, Takeoff at the end of all this shit. That nigga was a legend. And what I will say is, like, you know, one thing he made me think about as just as a fan of hip hop, you know, you don't really appreciate niggas like when they living, you know what I'm saying? And when he was gone, I did. And when he died, I was like, damn, this nigga was way better and should have been way more respected than what he was, because he brought a whole, like even though 3 6 and other rap groups had that sound, he kind of made it prominent. He made it dominant. Like he made that. He was the best at that sound. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I feel like the rest of the group kind of followed his lead, like indirectly. Even though Quavo and Offset were more famous, like as rappers, I feel like they follow his lead. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the legacy that he leaves and shit. And I never thought about it like that until he died. You know, I was like, damn. If you really think about it, he was like the architect of that whole Migos sound. Like it was, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Damn.
Heard you back here settling some stuff.
The only thing I settled was my outfit, honey.
How important was it to be here tonight to perform?
Very important. Long live Takeoff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Damn.
Hey, what rapper, like, probably, like, I'm talking about, he's the most famous rapper that probably died since
Nipsey.
Yeah, but Nipsey wasn't that famous though. Nipsey was popping, but he wasn't that famous. Like Offset was like a household name. Nipsey was not a household name.
I don't know, to me, because I was.
I know. I know what he meant to real hip hop fans, but I'm just talking about like on the mainstream level, like international, worldwide. This was one of the biggest joints since back in the day. And I'm not even trying to make this like on some, but I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about like the Nipsey shit was definitely super impactful though. It was. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, especially when that album came out, because I think that album was like his like Nipsey was literally about to be like a superstar. You know what I'm saying? After that album dropped, and I think that's what got niggas, like he was on the verge of superstardom. You know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember, but when Crenshaw came out, I was like, "This is a classic."
Yeah,
Crenshaw, I remember. So Crenshaw was definitely a classic.
This is a classic album. Like
ooh,
5 stars all the way.
Yeah. That Crenshaw joint. Ooh. Damn.
Well,
and the joint.
Yeah, I don't know, like with the whole Chaz Prince thing, like I feel like do you think he'd be like for real, like extorting niggas, or
probably?
Yeah, it definitely seemed like
it looked like it. It seemed like it.
Cause like how Quavo is just so quiet about this, like he's the only one quiet about this shit. Like I know, like he probably feel guilty too at the same time, so that's probably normal. But I don't know.
I mean, it's a messed up situation.
You think he was wearing a mask because he was like hiding from the?
See, I was trying to look for like what those like phantom masks like actually mean. I was getting so many different type of explanations. Like even like, I mean, they was wearing them jumps on like what's the Tom Cruise jump that we did a episode on, the Kubrick shit. Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this shit mean. It definitely means something. You're not just doing it just to do it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know that like left eye when you cover up your right eye, I think something like that. It has some sort of symbolism, like when you like the Eye of Horus. Like if you look at the Eye of Horus and you look how it's like displayed, like it's like is that I think it's the left eye. You know what I'm saying? If you actually look at the Eye of Horus, it's the left eye, not the right eye. I think it's like the same thing.
And the right eye is the eye of Ra. Yeah,
it did. It has symbolism between that, so you gotta pay attention to that shit. Like if you like think about this, and I really mean this, if you really pay attention and when you watch like certain like movies or album covers, like pay attention to which eye is like more dominant in the picture. Like if you pay attention, a lot of times these artists will like turn their head to where their eye is more prominent, or they'll cover up left eye. Same shit. Like if you cover up one eye or whatever, or they'll turn their head, or it'll be a picture where like they'll be standing, but the light just seems to just shine more on their one eye. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to tell you, pay attention. Like this shit ain't no. It's all symbolism. If you ever seen a picture of a nigga where he got his mouth covered, like both hands over his mouth, like keeping the secret, same shit. You ever seen a picture where a nigga got his finger over his mouth, like saying shh? That's another joint. You ever seen the nigga when the nigga blowing smoke out his mouth? That's another one.
Yep.
All these, I'm trying to tell you, like, what's another one? The Malcolm X joint when he got his hand like on his temple type joint. That's another one. Like I'm telling you, these little hand gestures. I'm trying to think of it's even hand gestures that niggas just be doing just to take pictures, and these be like Freemason joints or like satanic symbols. You don't even realize. You be seeing regular niggas doing like, I be seeing niggas putting up the peace symbol in the picture. Why you doing the peace symbol? What does that mean?
A lot of people don't even know the original peace symbol is with your fingers together. And when you spread them, they spread them to like actually to do the total opposite of peace.
It holds energy. It all holds energy.
I'm like, shit, this shit getting deep. I'll just put my hands in my pocket when I walk around. Right? Like they talking about get a shit. Nod. What up? Keep it moving.
Oh yeah, CBS, because they broadcasted the Grammys. They said we are ready to worship.
See, but this is how they played
CBS with the eye.
But look, this is how they how they be playing niggas. They said it with like we are ready to worship, like kind of like they in church type energy. So if you read that from the I'm in church energy, you like, oh, I know that's right. But in reality, right? That's how they be getting us. I'm trying to tell you, man. You gotta pay
attention. Think that's what they meant? They ain't what that meant. Nah,
they said we ready to worship.
Couldn't be. That's the news.
He did that.
Like y'all chubbing. Get some.
Yeah, exactly. Pay attention to energy, man.
Yeah, it's wild. And it was brought to you by Pfizer. I'm about to steamroll some of this shit. We can get up out of here.
Yeah.
It was brought to you by Pfizer.
Hey, okay. It is. Oh shit.
Nah, you right though. That's exactly what that was.
I see wings in that fucking picture.
Your man Chris Brown commented on the whole UFO shit.
What do you say?
Nah, this is part of his program. He got to seem a little conspiracy theory a little bit.
You know, Rihanna was like heavy into UFOs. Like she hired like a UFO watcher back in the day to like set up in like the Mojave Desert.
Oh, for real? Yeah, she Illuminati.
Yeah, she's really, it got me thinking like the whole UFO shit be actually like angels and demons type shit. So
it probably is
the whole theory.
I think that you never know. That might be a whole battle in the sky we don't know about.
Right, it's literally angels and demons.
I think it's Anunnaki.
But who are they? Are they good? Are they bad?
And that's why we tune into this show.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey.
All right, man.
I had to throw it there.
We just here to ask questions over here. Overtime with the flight room. We talk about any and everything conspiratorial and classic rap bars. The only place you're gonna come to we can talk about.
Nigga, you ain't see that Billboard list though.
Billboard, who?
The list with the top 50 rappers of all time.
Oh, maybe we need to pull it up next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can put it up next week and see the blasphemy probably on there, right?
This nigga Jadakiss was 46.
Jesus Christ. Oh, y'all need your ass beat.
Get your ass to bed.
Yeah. But yeah, we gonna go to bed. Y'all need to get to bed. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Christian Mingle, anything that you know you can listen to podcasts on. But yeah, send us some memes. Oh, a lot of people been sending us memes this week. I sent you one, but boy, you need to watch that shit. It's kind of wild. But yeah, send us memes, send us any topics you want us to cover. We said we was gonna do the whole Dorothy Dandridge shit, but it wasn't a lot of information on the shit. But I did see that your girl Janelle Monáe is gonna play her in an upcoming biopic. That's gonna be probably lit. But yeah. We're gonna catch you on the flip, big baby. Bye bye.
Peace.
Sign out. Ciao,
Peace,
man.
guys.
We out.